Now the benefit of actually feeding the switch is this line point here only has a switching line, a neutral and a CPC to it, okay, which is fed from the switch down there. So what it meant we could actually do is we could cut that cable, okay, obviously with the power safely isolated, and then we can pull that back, and in this case we used it to feed our first downlight, okay. And it's almost like a daisy chain, so it feeds the first downlight, works its way around, and then comes to the last point here. So again, just another benefit, just using the quick strippers, okay. I tend to only really use these for downlights. They suit downlights as opposed to using maybe a pair of these, okay, or side cutters or pliers. We can also strip back the basic insulation there. It's probably come back a bit too long, so it's always handy to have these in, so we can just trim these back for the terminals themselves. And again, now just like to, so some people often do EICRs and things like that. Some people don't tend to sleeve the CPC in downlights. Now I'm a fan of doing it, okay, and it'd be nice to hear your thoughts or what your practice is for sleeving the CPC in a downlight. It's going to be in an enclosure, and sort of what you do if you code it. So again, just put in the comments what you would do or your practices. Again, I'm a fan of sleeving the CPC. I know it can be a bit fiddly because you're only having to put a little bit in. We're using these downlights here, okay. They have, as you can see, push fit connections. And what I like about these as well is we can change the colour and the wattage. So the customer wants it on 6000K, but we've got the option of 2700, 3000, 4000 and 6000. And again, that relates to the colour of the lamp inside the unit. And we can change the wattage. So we're going to have these on 7 watts, but if they turn out too bright, then we can change them down. So what we're going to do is push fit these into the terminals, like so. Then we have the cable clamp, we push that in, and then we put the downlight in position. And just again, we don't actually now have to worry about doing a joint box because we've already fed the first light with the switching line and neutral from the switch. The bezel goes on. So now that we've cut the cable and pulled it back to our first point, again, the benefit of having not a looping system naturally feeding the switch is we can now just take this down, and then we just need a bit of filler for the existing hole for the light. And you see there might be some pencil marks, but typical, when we put the light central to the room, it was directly where a joist was. So we've slightly had to move them this way, but it's not a massive deal because the way the room's constructed means that actually suits the room a little bit better. So it actually turned out okay. But normally, if we didn't have massive access from above, this hole here, we would have to make bigger so that we could actually do our joint and put it up in the ceiling. And if the cables are not very long or they don't have much slack, it can be very awkward. So again, just to show you another benefit of feeding the switch as opposed to the original looping method that you see in older properties.